Well, everybody, welcome to our next race in our Community All Skills Tournament from 2021. Today we have myself and Insomnia who will be commentating for you today. Our race is going to be between TamiJo and TheHollowMC. Insomnia is going to get our runners counted down. For a little bit of background, TamiJo has a PB currently of 1 hour and 21 seconds. And TheHollowMC has a PB of 55 minutes and 6 seconds from a prior race. So they're 5 minutes apart, but anything can happen. So it should still be a pretty good race.
Yeah, MC's been grinding it tons lately. And as you said, he got a race PB. So he has been shown to perform pretty well under pressure. But I also remember Tammy having a pretty good first race. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it close. And yeah, definitely sort of the difference on the leaderboard betrays sort of how close this race actually could be. There is a slight stream delay, so it will be a second until they get going. But yeah, it looks like they're off. And
there we go.
And we shouldn't see too many huge differences right at the start here. Just this early part is relatively consistent. Looks like Tammy has slightly longer loads. Not sure if that's going to be a continual issue. I do know that initial drop into King's Pass is particularly long, but it's generally not going to be reflected in the rest of the shorter ones as long as they have the load normalizer set up right. And both getting similar Vengefly RNG on that first one. Sometimes the Vengefly is just in a really bad spot and you end up having to lure it. But it's nice when you do get similar RNG. And we're going to get a sync up here. Thanks to SpeedGaming people. Shout out to them. And we're really synced up. Looks like MC has a slight advantage, but Tammy's just behind. And it certainly won't matter in full game context.
Just about a second difference right now, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, 53 King's Pass from MC. That's a pretty solid time. And going to be walking past Elderbug here, being sure not to say hi. It actually saves 20 seconds to talk to Elderbug, but as a speedrun community, we've actually just agreed that it's not worth the time save.
The next room they're going into is going to have a bit of RNG element to it. They're going to do a drop, and they may or may not get hit by some gruzzers. Looks like Tammy did get hit once and twice. Unfortunate. HollowMC making it all the way down.
MC got hit once. They both got hit almost at the exact same time. But then Tammy got unfortunate again and they got hit a second time. So slight advantage to MC. The health difference doesn't really matter at this point. And MC missing both aspects of double spike, but Tammy, they managed to get one. So that will put Tammy in the lead. So
but made it up
little
that time
swings.
Difference.
Yeah. Ooh. Tammy running into a couple issues there, just with the Gome cycle. It got thrown out slightly and then it can be kind of hard to get back on cycle. But again, like these are all small differences. That was a different strat from Tammy. I hadn't seen that. Pogoing the Vengefly up on the right side of the platform. Ooh, Tammy. They might want it. Yeah, they're choosing to go there. I said health doesn't really matter too much in this split, but there are a lot of things where you can just randomly get hit, or it's very easy to get hit. And if the stars align and they all happen, you can die. And so given it's a race context, you don't really want to risk going through here on 1 health and then just getting your jump capped and dying. And it's only a couple of seconds difference now. Tami getting slightly better false night RNG, so it should save around a second here.
See our runners break out of this arena next. This is a dev intended shortcut out of this room. Since we don't need the city crest, we don't have to fight false night in this route, so we can just leave and never come back here for the rest of the run.
Yeah, the only categories that kill false night are ones that need to fight failed champ later, ones that need the 200 geo, or ones that need city crest. And all skills, they actually used to kill it for the 200 geo early, but then we cut out the green path stag and changed a few other things, and it meant that we didn't need it, which was really helpful because the false night fight, to stay in and kill it, loses around 35 seconds. So it was part of the Pisces reroute, who was the world record holder for a while. And again, just a small difference going into mounds now, and that could very easily swing based on boulder RNG. And MC coming up to the boulder now, and each spit of those orange globs loses around a second and a half. So MC getting the boulder on the second one, which is really good. Tami also getting second spit. So again, all their RNG so far is basically evened out, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's really
it sort
nice
of feels
to see
bad
some
when you
RNG.
lose 10 seconds to just getting more boulder spits than your opponent.
You're gonna see the runners start to gather some soul in this next room. We need six hits of soul coming out of this room for a boulder quick kill. So they're gonna try to gather that as efficiently as possible. There's a little bit of an RNG with the gruzzers.
Yeah,
like
so the
MC got
tick-ticks
quite
are
a
on a
bit.
consistent cycle, but both runners getting plenty of soul anyway. Current patch, you need all 9 hits, so that's where gruzzer RNG comes in a bit more, but it's not too bad. And we'll see the first fireball skip here from MC, and he does manage to get it. Tami having some issues with the social distancing kill there on the boulder. Ideally you kill it with 1 fireball, but it looks like the last tick didn't apply. And just electing to skip the fireball skip and conserve the soul, which is pretty smart if you're not 100% confident in your ability to do it. Yeah, so
Tami
MC
is-
is only going to have 8 soul here. There you go.
Tami taking a dunk, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. But luckily, as we said, it got soul earlier, so it's really nice. So you're not worrying about that later on, and it does mean that they could have healed. Ooh. And Tami questioning the first jump, and really good control not to just waste a fireball. It meant that they could just go back and try again without wasting soul.
MC nailed the
And MC
last
3
fireball.
for 3 on fireball skips. And Tami 2 for 2. So both runners actually playing really well. They're playing well up to, and I'd say past expectations in a race. So this is really good to see.
MC got the quick kill on that Moss Knight. If you jump in their face and they can back up right when you use your second fireball, or depending on, some people set it up for the first fireball, you can just use 2 fireballs because one of them double hits. Saves you a little bit of soul, and therefore a little bit of time gathering soul in this room that MC's walking through.
Yeah, and Tami getting it as well. So, like I say, they're both playing really solid so far.
Definitely.
And it does, yeah, like you say, make soul collection in these next rooms a lot easier. And MC getting decent Moss Knight RNG. They can kind of be in different spots, and you just want to be able to have the right one get close enough that you can fireball it. Can fireball them both at once, because if it's off screen, the fireball will despawn before you can before it hits the Moss Knight. But both runners getting good RNG there.
MC coming into Hornet with full health and a cast, so that's pretty good, especially in a race.
Yeah, really getting that threat attack on Zero Soul kind of hurts, but not getting any real doubles, it seems, but hopefully you can at least clean up the fight.
Adjusting stream quality for Tami right now is I think what they're doing, trying to get the choppiness out a little bit. I'm sure they'll sync it up here in a moment.
Oh, and it just jumped. I guess that'd be stream quality. Makes sense. I assume we will get a sync up shortly then, but not too big a difference on pickups there for Mothman Cloak. Tami went in on 3 health and left on 1, so I think we can assume that they had a bit of a rough fight, but they survived, and really that's what matters at this point. Yeah, so a 22-second difference. Cheers, Rix in chat. And the main things to look for in this split will be Explosion Pogo and Mantis Pogo. They're the 2 big time losses. Up to that, it's just clean movement. Interesting inventory drop there from MC. Everyone say hi cloth, bye cloth.
Tami opting for a slightly safer strat in this big drop room.
Yeah, it's
hurt a little bit in this split.
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone's kind of had that moment where they dunk once and then they just keep dunking because it spawns them higher than they thought, and so they go the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Explosion Pogo now for MC, and getting it first shot. Really impressive. Tami doing a bit of MC doing a bit of a different Mantis Pogo strat here, but I spoke too soon.
Unfortunate.
I think they've both got 1 hit left. That's really brutal.
Yeah, It is.
So this guy have to go around. Tami,
taking a
really
hit, unfortunately.
It looked like they were a bit
left. We go.
But getting it second try. Since MC messed up Mantis Pogo, if Tami's able to get that first shot, they'll be able to make up a good amount of the difference, because that loses a ton of time going around.
Those Sporgs also do 2 damage per hit, so it can be kind of scary when you get on low health if you have to try that multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. All right, can they get a backup? Yeah, that's again unfortunate sort of
going around
patterns from the Mantis. That's one of those tricks where when it goes right really consistently, but it's very easy to do something slightly wrong just because the Mantis uses the flying ones. they move based on your positioning, so slight positioning changes will lead to really big differences in where they fly, and there is an RNG element in their attack. Yeah, it's not a setup I'm familiar with, but obviously it works for them, so if it works, if it's what you find easiest, it's what you find easiest.
Yeah. MC coming up on Gruzmother now. Going to be a pretty quick kill. It's 3 fireballs with 3 nail fireballs and then 6 hits, so it goes by pretty quickly. She can give you kind of sketchy RNG sometimes, though. And then next, what you'll see is a shade skip. Let's see how this cleanup goes.
Oh, MC is fireball getting hidden. Yeah, and we don't save Sly in this category, just we don't get the Lantern, which is why any percent saves Sly, and we don't need to get the Elegant Key to get to Shade Soul, thanks to a trick we'll be doing later, so we can just leave him to rot, which is a slight difference for the Shade Skip setup, and you'll just see him standing here and letting himself get bullied by this husk. And Tami having a nice good Gruzmother kill. We'll see how the cleanup goes. Could be another potential time save over MC. Ooh, really unfortunate there as well. The Gruzzer even see kind of parting for their fireball.
MC makes Shade skip first try, which is not surprising for a runner of this level. The Shade can fireball you, which will lose you a few seconds, but generally speaking, the setup is pretty consistent. It gets us over into city early.
MC practicing his wave dashing there across Blue Lake. Obviously a melee fan. And Tami now going to set up their Shade skip. Tami's shade. Oh, wait. Tami didn't kill their shade.
Unfortunate. They didn't do the first up slash, so the shade only needed 1 hit when they pogoed. So do that all over
there we go.
That's going to lose a little bit of time. At least they didn't have to die again, which will lose you even more time.
Yeah, or like getting to city and then realize.
Right, where did all my money go?
And MC now heading to Kingdom's Edge to collect a very, very... no, wait. Gorgeous Husk first. I haven't ran this category in a couple of weeks. And my brain only has room for one thing at a time. But yeah, we'll be going and beating up the bourgeoisie here. Practicing a little bit of class consciousness and allowing us to purchase an nail art. Ooh, kind of getting beat up himself, actually. And the wall eating a fireball.
It's rough, but he made it through.
And the two runners kind of high-fiving in the load there, both going through the King Station one, just in opposite directions.
MC's got a really comfy amount of geo. He won't have any trouble getting to 800. We're looking for a minimum of 704 coming in to these hoppers. So it's at 745, I believe. He's got lots of leeway. Should set him up nicely for the next purchase after this, which will be King Station.
Yeah, definitely. I like having much more than 704 just because collecting Geo, leaving Sanctum, the Great House sentries can kind of just stand on your money. And yeah, MC making pretty clean work of these hopper rows. Probably doing a little bit too many nail hits on that one hopper, but it doesn't matter too much. And yeah, 17 extra Geo for King Station stag, it's nice.
Tammy a little lower on Geo.
No, down. Yeah, so Tammy will have to collect most of it. Hopefully they can not get bullied by Primal Aspids. Taking a lower route there. Interesting. Well, Tammy kind of getting trolled by those hoppers there, just matrixing around their nail swings. Hopefully those still hit. Oh, you're going with that Geo.
Ooh. Might have to kill an Aspid.
Tammy's going to have to kill an Aspid or the, like, one lone hopper. Yeah.
Hopefully they realize it.
3 hell. I'm not going to say anything about the health value of the runners. Reverse Commentator's Curse go. They're going to die.
Can be kind of scary coming through here.
Yeah. Yes, there we go. Okay.
Let's go.
Live to be cursed another day. MC kind of struggling with Statue Pogo there, but did get it on the backup. If he had missed that one as well, they would have had to reset the room, which involves riding the elevator down and then back up. So thankfully they were able to avoid that. And doing a lever skip there, which is a really big thing in this category. There's a few we use, and it means that current patch where we can't do lever skips is almost unrecognizable as a category. And coming up to Sanctum now, we're just going to make a quick stop to get our first upgraded spell, which will be our main source of damage for a while. And we're going to get there through use of that nail art we picked up earlier. So that's why we went so far out of our way to get it so early on, just so that we can use it to get access to this really nice damage source. And it does make Soul Sanctum so much easier. Plus there is another lever skip we can do in Sanctum to skip the extremely aptly named Hell Room. And there we go.
Very clean from
Tammy
MC.
coming up to lever skip now.
Struggling with it
getting
just a little bit.
Bullied. There we go. Ooh. Right, that pogo was really nice because I think they had burned their dash already. So if they hadn't managed that, they probably would have fell all the way down. So really nice awareness there.
In the end, only taking one hit in that ordeal. So not too bad coming out of there.
Yeah, I've been hit several times there when that goes wrong. So to only get hit once is pretty nice. And there's just a little lever skip there to avoid having to deal with a couple of twisters. And this Soul Warrior dies to 4 nail hits and 4 hits of Shade Soul. So he got a double hit Shade Soul right at the start, but then missed another one and another one. Okay, he's really bleeding time here. And down to 2 HP.
2 health.
Yeah, this could be pretty sketchy.
For Sanctum.
At least he has the King Station bench, so he's not going to completely ruin himself, but it's not ideal. Alright, yeah, electing to kill that Spell Twister, really smart.
Taming having a little bit of trouble with this jump. It can be kind of a tricky jump to get right. Yeah. Especially while holding a nail art, it can just complicate things just that little extra bit. Soul Twister just standing there menacingly.
Just standing there, yeah. Being very polite. I think it's more just taunting him, like, come down here, we have time save. And then just 3 of them jump you and kill you instantly. It's like the scene from it where it's just like in the gutter. Come down here, come down here.
Tami opting for a little bit of extra soul from that soul jar.
Yeah, getting 3 hits of Shade Soul off the bat right away. And 1 more. Yep, nice. Also, an undisclosed amount of health that I'm not going to say at risk of jinxing runners. Yeah, getting a hit of soul there, so it will be a... I'm not saying anything. Commentator's curse doesn't exist.
A good choice to fireball there. I would have done the same.
Yeah, definitely.
Taking a heal.
Right,
Good.
topping up a bit there, really smart. I didn't see MC's phase 1.
I didn't either. I was too concerned about Tami.
Yeah. A clean phase 2 though, and finishing with enough soul to heal up to 4 masks, which is really nice. Smart to break that 1 soul jar. Just that does give them access to an extra heal or just another Shade Soul if they're not super... Ooh, spawning on the left there? That was kind of mean of it.
But all right.
Yeah, it looked fine to me.
It did.
And kind of getting trolled with that dive there. But a nice double. Ooh. And not even finishing phase 1 with soul left, so can't heal for phase 2. This could be... Sorry. Finishing with an undisclosed amount of health. This will be of an undisclosed risk to the runner. MC working on his Sanctum escape now. 284 Geo and they're looking for 300 by King Station, so he has plenty to work with. He shouldn't have any issues getting that. That'll just be the dive. All right, there we go. Tami getting Soul Master done. Can rest easy again until the next dangerous spit.
You do get a full refill of soul here, so plenty of room to heal 1 and still have 2 dives left.
Yeah, and especially because on 1221 we do another lever skip, so we don't need 3 dives total, 2 dives total, counting's hard. So it does mean that we can heal 2 here. Hang on, no, it was 3 dives. Okay, so we can heal 1. And this is what I mean by the Great Husk just standing on your money. But MC is able to make it up fine. Ooh, Tami going for a sketchy Walkling storage there. Luckily not getting punished too hard for missing it.
MC is remembering this required bench. We'll be warping back here after the next few splits. If you forget this bench, it definitely loses you a bunch of time.
Maybe he just really likes the Soul Sanctum soundtrack. Oh, Tami not having enough soul for the last dive. Really unfortunate there, but recognizes it before getting to the dive floor, which is definitely what I would have done.
The elevator had me a little concerned, but it was safe.
Yeah.
MC purchasing this stag. We'll be heading to Dirtmouth, and from there, heading into Peak.
And we have to be really careful not to sit on any benches after that Spire one we saw. Just when we do quit back, it is an extremely long walk back if we do accidentally sit on one. And we're going to see a pretty cool little application and nail art early control here from MC. Just canceling the charge And that's one you can only do when / is your only nail art. So this is the only category where it's actually applicable, which is pretty cool.
Tami getting some smart little hits of soul here on the way for this dive floor.
Yeah, that's really good, and it just means that they'll be able to get that extra geo, so that geo issue from earlier has been totally resolved now. And Tami only losing 10 seconds since Blue Lake, which is really impressive given how much extra geo they had to collect at Hoppers and how mean, how safe they had to play Soulmaster.
It's definitely not as fast to fight when you're concerned about health.
Yeah, exactly. So playing it really well to keep it close. And MC, where you going, mate? MC nailing Pogax skip. This is a trick that saves 7 seconds if you hit it, but loses 2 seconds if you miss it. That is to say that Pogax saves 2 seconds, but if you miss it, it loses 7. So not rolling those dice is very smart if you're not 100% comfortable in your ability to do it, especially in a race setting. Ooh, getting a little caught up there, but getting through fine. And Tami just making their way into peak as well. I know that Herm and Virgil have been propagating the phrase one crystal peak apart, but we definitely aren't this race. It's really been a lot closer than some of the other ones we've had so far.
It is still very close, all things considered, with what's happened.
I mean, like, where they're at right now, if MC was to die getting D-Dark, that would put Tami into a commanding lead.
Yeah, well into the lead.
Whereas a lot of races, one person could chain die and it wouldn't make a huge difference.
Giving us the underplat, and you love to see it.
Yep, and Tami nailing Pogax skip as well. Really just good race strats from both runners. Yeah, shout outs to Lucas with the underplat.
Tami's going to be a little off cycle.
A little bullied by that cycle there, yeah.
Only taking 1 damage.
Getting through fine. Yeah, that's
it's easy
really
to
good.
Get a 2 or 3 damage in there if you really get off cycle.
Yeah, and speaking of really easy to take 2 or 3 damage, MC coming up to crushes now and taking a little slow cycle, but honestly, getting through there hitless, we take those. And the monster he is saving the grub and taking a hard fall for his crimes. Really clean darkroom though.
Very clean.
And another nice little homosity / there from Tami.
Tami doing damageless cycle.
Yeah, really smart. Again,
especially in a race.
Yeah. In any percent, we quit out at Crystal Heart, so this stuff doesn't matter as much, but the section from Crystal Heart to Descending Dark is really scary. So, everyone wants 1 extra hitter health there, so it's really smart to do that. And MC getting through Crystallized Mountain really cleanly. I've been really impressed with his movement so far. And Tami collecting a little extra health there. a little extra soul, which can be converted into health at their convenience. Pretty sick crusher cycle too. Also making the fatal error of saving the grub. Unfortunate.
Tami taking some safer strats in this dark room, which is absolutely understandable. Again, this is not the place you want to die in a run. The C-dash strat is quite safe.
Yeah, exactly.
A few seconds compared to dashing, but not too bad compared to pretty good time save if you don't die.
I was going to say, that is one of the worst deaths you can take in the run, so avoiding those is always going to be a really good idea, especially in a race setting. Sort of if you lose 10% of runs to the dash strat, that doesn't really matter when you can just reset and try again. Tami going for the crystal pogo there as well. MC got it, but Tami missing it without dunking, which is really good. It's a quite tricky pogo to get. The window for it's pretty tight. So just saving it's really smart. And both players were hitless from C-dash to
very nice.
The D-Dark dunk, which is really impressive.
It's very easy to get wombo comboed in this split, so it's very nice to see them coming through safely.
Yeah, exactly. And MC coming up to Watch Nights now. They don't pose as much of an outright threat as they do in any percent, but they, as a result, you end up having to damage tank to do optimal strats for them a lot, so they can actually end up posing just as much, if not more, of a risk of killing you at a higher level. So it will be interesting to see how they're able to balance their management of health and soul to not only survive the fight, but also do it quickly.
It's also another place where RNG can really either make it or break it for you. If you get bad RNG and they start rolling everywhere, it's kind of hard to get out of that
yeah,
pattern.
Exactly. We want to have them stacked up as much as possible, and as I say that, MC getting a roll, but reacting with a Shade Soul really nicely. So he will be able to minimize that time loss. Taking a little long to clean up that third one though, so the spawn of the last two won't be as in sync, which is a little annoying. Just it does mean that now he's basically killing one knight, then killing the other knight, instead of being able to do them both at once. But not a huge difference in getting through with 3 health. Overall, a really clean fight given the pattern. And MC doing the hardest 23 jumps in the game, climbing up that spire there. Just you really notice the little extra bit of time it takes you to press ball jump each time, and you'll flub it and feel really, really stupid. Tami unfortunately getting hit there, so they won't have the soul to break this breakable wall up here. They'll just have to break it with their nail, but not a huge difference. Just sort of one of those little things that add up. Tami getting what was saying about those really unfortunate rolls. Oh my lord. Hopefully the rest are kinder. And getting knocked out of that dream nail. And this is a bit nicer.
Recovering it pretty well.
Yeah, making really good use of the pogo there and getting them stacked up nicely. depending on this last pair, it could still end up being a faster fight than MC just because they've managed to keep them stacked much more nicely.
It was actually
I think that was faster. Yeah.
Definitely felt faster.
Yeah, especially if you don't consider the poor RNG on the first one. That was a really fast fight. And coming up to the Spike Tunnel and Acid skips to Isma's tier now for MC. These are probably one of the hardest parts of the All Skills run, but MC's practiced the living daylights out of them, so it shouldn't pose too much of an issue.
Skip does claim a lot of runners' lives early on, especially when you're learning the route.
Yeah, getting first try Spike Tunnel. That's probably the hardest of the 3 skips, touch wood.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that looks fine. And now the third one, it's a bit finicky, but sort of once you know what you're doing, it's very easy to do consistently. Yeah, perfect. Isma skips
very nice.
MC. I might check what his PB is, because this could be a hell of a pace.
PB is 55.06. I don't have splits since it was a race PB, so I'm not sure where he was at this time.
Regardless, really strong showing for a race. Hopefully Tami can have the same sort of success rate.
Tami actually ahead of PB here. Looks like on their PB, Lurian was 32.41.
Wow, okay.
So actually on keeping pace.
Both runners playing really solid. Again, touch wood. Hopefully these skips do go all right for Tami. Just as I say, they can be really brutal, and I don't know about them, but when you're on PB pace, brain and hands tend to struggle to communicate precise actions. All right, there we go. Second try Spike Tunnel. We take those.
Absolutely. Getting hit there, you can really get inside your head and just throw it. That looks like Tami is solid.
And killing the humps, very smart. Getting the second one. Looks like she held in a little too soon there.
Yeah, the height looks fine. It seems to be a tiny thing. Ooh.
This is scary. Yes.
Oh, they make it. Let's go. Unfortunately, can't get the early control with the Whormp, but living is worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they're on PB pace at this point. Like, we take those all day of the week, every day of the week, sorry. Hopefully they can kind of just get a little bit of soul here to heal. Yep, perfect.
I was afraid of that acid dump.
2 health for the base and C dash.
Not realizing we just picked up Isma's.
Yeah. It's a classic. MC having really solid Morlocks as well. And showing off that trick to get 2 double hit Shade Souls right at the start. And then showing off the trick to face tank twice. Really just... I'm going to stop talking. Alright, we're good.
Alright, we're safe. Tami making it cleanly through. Got stopped in that C-dash, but made it without getting hit.
Yeah, that's really good to have the presence of mind to stop the C-dash there. Ooh. Right, and now we're going to come up to Hornet 2 Electric Boogaloo. Probably second to the Isma skips is the biggest wall for new players. Just she is faster, meaner, jumpier, and spikier than her green path counterpart, and parrier. And those parries can also parry shade spells, which, despite being able to go through walls, are somehow stopped with a metal stick and saying sure.
Yeah, even with a safe fight, those parries can really lose you a lot of time if you get bad RNG.
Yeah, if she just, says, no, I'm not taking damage from this attack. Also, you were kind of close to me when you tried that, so now I'm just going to hit you with my no-use stick and make you lose not only health, but also time.
Me coming through pretty clean, only getting hit by the last Monarch.
Counterspell.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. And 4 health going into Broken Vessel. This should be pretty comfy for someone of Tammy's caliber.
Especially with Full Soul. You get a lot of damage early on that way.
Especially if they can get both the starting doublet Shade Souls. Because Broken Vessel has, I think, 700 health, so sort of when you subtract 80 from that, the fight becomes notably shorter. Yeah, getting 3 Shade Souls right off the bat into the best attack to get. If she can get, they can get 2 D-Darks here. Yeah, that's a really nice opening to the fight.
Very nice.
Okay. And right as I was saying that, they took 2 damage, so I'm really glad they didn't die there. I've been on the brink of comms cursing both runners, like every single boss fight. And speaking of boss fights, MC just coming up to Hornet 2 now.
Tammy's still on PB pace. Wings pickup on PB was 37.15. So still definitely on PB pace.
Yeah, and still ahead after those couple of hiccups in the base and spike tunnel. Sorry, the acid skip. And MC getting a nice double to start the fight and then kind of getting... and there's that Shade Soul parry. Kind of just jumping into her a bit. Did he get the bench?
I did not see a safety bench.
Alright, so he's healing like someone that didn't take the safety bench.
He benched the Kings, I didn't see it.
Alright. Hopefully we're good now. Why did I say anything?
Gage says no bench. Yeah,
right,
definitely.
3 health now. Playing it really carefully, but sort of that's a smart thing to be doing at this point.
Hornet being definitely kind of a bully to him too, not helping anything.
All right. All right, there we go.
There we go. I didn't see if Tammy benched a King, so we'll see if they bench at camp. I suspect they probably won't, being on PB pace, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. I guess it basically depends how confident they are in their Hornet 2 fight. Looks like a bench, though.
They are taking the bench.
It might just be awareness of race, yeah. Yeah, I remembered that MC's a Godhome nerd, so he's probably pretty confident in his boss fights. I've not seen that C-dash before from MC, but it had him run into a Primal Aspid, so that might be why I haven't seen it. I mean, it looks longer if the Aspid flies up, but RNG strats aren't really a good thing.
Hornet's going to play nice with Tammy.
Yeah, I'm not commentating the left screen at the moment. And MC on his way now to grab the Dirtmouth bench and then go and take a quick detour to get Cyclone Slash. It's a pretty isolated pickup, so this is sort of just when it's most convenient to get. But we could also reasonably get it at several points.
Unfortunate. Taking the bench was absolutely the right choice for Cammy.
Yeah, definitely. Sort of being realistic about, the presence of race nerves and that. So definitely would be kicking themselves a lot more if they hadn't taken that bench. Shade.
Don't forget your shade.
Yeah. Clean movement there from MC. His whole run looking really practiced. Tammy going down to 2 health really quickly there. Hopefully they can squeeze in a heal or two.
Playing very aggressively.
Going for it. I mean, Hornet can't hurt you if she's already dead.
This is very true. Yeah, I've definitely, for me personally, if I'm aggressive, I'm safer, even though it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you can get that kind of like chain staggers going.
Oof.
Hopefully they can bounce back from that and kind of just collect themselves. Otherwise, Hornet can kind of turn into chain dying.
Definitely.
MC coming up to everyone's least favorite jellyfish now. And starting the fight off with the dream now there, really smart. That's actually easier on subsequent fights as well. So sort of shows good game knowledge and knowledge of backup and race strategies.
Parry on the D-Dark really hurts. It's a lot of damage that you're missing out on there.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh. Really nice upswing to clear that spike that was in their way. Right as they were about to jump into it. Playing aggressive there. If they hadn't staggered Hornet, that would have got them killed. That was really, again, just matrix dodging these spikes.
Hornet not being kind with those spikes either. There's a lot
No,
there.
She's kind of just had a permanent wall of them up.
That D-Dark might have been it too. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, and Tammy's saying rip in chat. But like I say, hopefully they can just clean the fight up and honestly just not get bullied so hard by Hornet. That was a brutal pattern. And MC going to Umu now, going for one cycle. It's kind of tight, but it's a pretty cool setup that involves Shade Soling Umu out of bounds. So far the movement for the setups looked pretty good. A little far left, I reckon. No, nails it. Really impressive. Surely MC's on PB pace.
A little excited jumping there.
Yeah. This is really good for a race. Like, I can't stress that enough. MC's been playing amazing. Oh, getting a spike spawned inside of them.
Hornet.
Nice, a needle throw there, which was a nice D-Dark opportunity. And another one. Oh, Hornet jumping out of it because, of course, it's Hornet. Nice. Oh, that's a mean attack to do there. Yes, there we go.
There we go. Let's go, Tammy.
Get some hype in chat for Tammy. That was really clean. Kind of some unfortunate patterns, but also just playing really well, collecting themselves, and able to bounce back from that couple of unfortunate fights to start off. And MC coming up to Great Slash here. To collect our third nail art. And this is just a movement section. Just a nice kind of break before you get to like Queen's Gardens and the Wraiths Arena and stuff.
This movement is really nice too. It's fun to go through this section.
Yeah, for sure. Looks kind of weird not seeing the detour to kill Massive Moss Charger, which you do in current patch. Current patch having rotted my brain in recent days. MC getting C-Dash glitched there, but doesn't make too big a difference this split. Ooh. And the cycles in these rooms that MC is coming up to here are really satisfying to get. And it looks like he's... Alright, that's a slightly safer version, but hit it and it loses bugger all time. Yeah, really clean movement from MC. Honestly, you can just tell that he's been ILing a lot of this stuff. And Tammy going to get their helicopter night now.
MC is going to be coming up on the Wraiths Arena, which, for as simple as it can be, it can also be kind of hard to make it through there quickly. The squids can
It's
be
one of those
rough.
things where it's just fine until one squid decides to fly to the bottom right corner of the screen, and then you have to go on a 7-day expedition to hunt it down. Also, MC has gotten that RNG C-Dash 2 out of 2 times this run.
Impressive. I've been hit so many times doing that, I don't even go for it anymore.
Yeah, I don't even go for it, especially in the Wraith split where you're going into QG straight after, like 2 damage there, no thanks. Going in with 1 hit, never mind, 2 hits of soul, that's a good number to get. It's dual as 1, but it makes it all kind of tighter, whereas 2 is nice and comfy. Ooh, missing that hit. So there's going to be some stragglers around.
Extra squid.
Oh, wow, yeah. Just bonk. Yep. Yeah, and it's slightly
And one thing
slower
goes wrong,
strategy there, which lets that one fly up. And it's just a D-Dark strat. Yep. But it works.
Getting that extra hit of soul
Gonna
for that heal.
Yep. Well, and Tammy just making their way to Umu now. Ooh, unfortunately, not stopping the C-Dash quite soon enough there. It can be kind of hard to judge because you have to stop it late enough that you don't get hit by the Invected Vengefly, but soon enough you don't get hit by the Goem, so it kind of becomes this dangerous game of chicken.
I expect to see a bench from Tammy here, taking 3 damage without a ton of soul.
Yeah, it's definitely faster at this point. Aside from just winging it on 2 health, which I do not recommend.
In a race setting, I personally wouldn't.
MC doing a race there at the start of the Petra Arena, but luckily they have 40 health, so it doesn't make too big a deal. And yeah, Tami coming up to RNG Simulator now, and smartly healing and then dream nailing one to start at full health and full soul.
I believe Tammy knows 1 cycle. We'll see if they go for it here.
It looks like it. Wait, was that the second?
That was the second, yeah.
No, I guess it's a custom setup to... Because, I mean, that's the kind of area you want it in.
It's roughly the same position. We'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
that's pretty far right. It's in the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that last one hit? Because if not, that could be kind of rough for 2 cycles.
We could be looking at a 3 cycle here.
Yeah, really unfortunate with just how long Quirrell took to appear. Because that had to be RNG too.
And it was 2 long attacks as well, which can be kind of
Yeah.
rough. Oh, 2
All right,
cycles.
clean 2
Well done.
cycle. And MC making his way through Dark Deepness there without any real issues.
Very clean.
MC's PB you said was a high 55, right?
Low 55. 55.06.
55.06. Alright, so not quite PB pace, I don't think. Gidge, I think Tammy's a little behind PB now, just due to those Hornet deaths.
PB Monoman was 46.07, so
Yeah.
about 4 minutes behind, which is unsurprising with how much of a bully Hornet was.
Yeah, outside of that, though, it's been a really solid run for them. Tammy kind of getting bullied on Archives exit, but luckily we have to bench here anyway, so it doesn't matter.
See, getting ready to head to the Abyss to pick up our last few abilities before we end.
Yep. Hang on, 1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Tammy getting hit by that Uma on that RNG C dash.
Classic. Yeah, it looks like MC should finish, if nothing else goes wrong here, with a low 56 or a high 55.
Which is really good. That's good consistency, especially for...
Yeah, for sure. I must say, I've been really impressed with his level of play and hitting 1 cycle in a race. bit far right, but no. That is. All right. And Tami making her way to Great Slash here. Say hi to everyone's top 3 favorite nail master. Ooh. See, getting hit once there on Abyss Climb, but
Tami's movement through here also
we're
clean.
All right, nice. Yeah, the real question is, what's everyone's favorite nail master? Oreo, Shoe, or Mate? And MC is going to be quitting out here right as he touches the void pool where you get Shade Cloak. Just that skips a really long cutscene, but it still gives you the ability as soon as you dip your toe into the void sludge stuff. Yeah, again.
Mal, you gotta love Shio.
Yeah, I'm a big Shoe fan. Although, if Oreo wasn't such a con artist, he would have a really nice nail art going.
Me coming up in the Squid Arena now.
Electing to leave one of those starting ones alive, which is interesting. It might make it a bit harder for them. Right, and the low one. Ooh. All right, we're good.
All right.
No soul here, so can't heal up. So they're probably going to have to burn most of the soul they get from this pickup on healing. But we live in, and that's what it's all about. MC coming up to Abyss Climb Isles here.
There are enemies in Queen's Gardens that you can heal off of. It's just a fairly significant time loss to do so.
Yeah, and I mean, the spikes on the Mossy Boys don't have hitboxes on this patch as well, so it does make healing a lot safer. Alright, and MC, dunking there. That's really rough. That's one of the worst dunks to take. And showing us that it is easy to do again. Those lower spikes do have hitboxes. Yeah, electing to take the safe route, really smart at this point.
Yeah.
Sort of, if you're not going to PB, you might as well take safety strats.
Right.
Tami missing that dunk there. That looks right. Yeah.
Choosing to heal. Good choice.
Yeah, smart. I wouldn't even mind if they killed the Moskin at the bottom of the next room and used that to heal one more as well. But no, they're confident. You can't really stop in this room at all either, otherwise you get Petra Boomerang to the face. Alright.
Alright, we're good. See if they choose to heal before Dark Deep Nest. Looks like they are. Another place that's looking a wombo comboed.
Yeah, for sure. And like we said, those guys not having spike hitboxes makes it really easy to just top up on soul before going into a pretty rough area. So I really respect that play. And MC showing his helicopter knight.
A death in Dark Deep Nest costs roughly 2 minutes, so another big time loss if something were to
2
happen
minutes, but also having to retrieve your shade in the dark.
here. Right.
Which is not pretty.
And depending which room it happens in, it can be kind of rough.
Yeah. And it's looking more like a high 56, 57 for MC now after that less than fortunate climb. Oh, mid to high 56.
Amy making it safely out of Dark Deep Nest.
Not even falling in Distant Village. Cheating. Really though, really solid gameplay from Tami outside of that Hornet 2. They definitely should not be disappointed with that.
It can be really hard to come back mentally from having chain died to Hornet 2 like that as well. So definitely props to Tami for coming through strong.
MC, please don't die. Don't burn your shade cloak going left. No! Oh, if that had screamed that would have been Galaxy Brain. One more shriek here, and you're good.
All right,
there we go.
GG's, friends.
What's it been with this race and players making me terrified at boss GG's in chat though for MC. That was really solid. And only a couple of minutes behind PD, which you certainly can't be disappointed for in a race. And Tami actually having to kill that Devout there, just for enough geo. So they're using a slightly more updated geo route than me. But again, really good knowing that kind of stuff. Just shows the preparation they've put into it.
Oh, for sure. The game knowledge is really important. If anything goes even slightly wrong, knowing how to make it
exactly. Sort of being able to follow a route's one thing, but when you die in weird spots or something goes wrong, being able to route those fixes on the fly is really impressive.
And I know Tami does play a fair amount of Rando too, so that definitely helps with the game knowledge as well.
The person of culture. Rando, of course, being the objectively superior way to play the game.
True.
And Tami doing swag door. Nailing it too. Ah. What's this drop? That's cool. I haven't seen that one before.
These siblings do hit for double damage.
Yeah, and that one loves hitting you out, like right at the end of your C dash. Not saying it, not saying it, not saying it, not saying it. Right. Tami getting through the lighthouse climb there with just the one hit. which is pretty clean. Oh, is MC going where I think he is? No, he is not. Unfortunate. And Tammy doing that Dringnail early control there on the Shade Cloak pickup, that's one I only found out about recently. Again, just like the run knowledge that they've displayed has been really impressive. And Tammy coming up to Wraiths now. And now we get to see Tammy's Abyss climb, the objective measure of one's skill at the game.
It's a little high there. No, they're fine.
It gets through fine. I always think I'm like too high, but then I end up being too low. Ooh. Not gonna say anything, not gonna. Okay, but that was actually a really nice
Very
climb.
nice. I would absolutely take that in a race.
Yeah, for sure. No dunks as well. It was just the one getting hit by a shadow creeper, but that's way less detrimental. I think they're a few minutes behind still just because of those Hornet 2 deaths.
Yeah, roughly 4 to 5 minutes behind. Their PB was 1 hour, 21 seconds, so it is past. But still a pretty solid run. That was the only section where it was really rough.
Yeah, like I say, except for that, it was a really solid run. And going up to Black Egg now. Wonder if we'll see a helicopter night from Tammy as well. Unfortunate.
Tammy may be going for golds at this point. That was a really cool
I was going to say, yeah, true. Especially if they split THK screen, that might be an easy gold for them. Yeah, so nothing going wrong. There should be a 105 for Tammy, which again is within about 4 minutes of
within
PB.
4 or 5 minutes. It's very nice.
Yeah. which is basically just the time they lost to Hornet too.
Right.
So it gives you an idea about like how well they're playing consistently the entire race. THK kind of just teleporting out of everything Tammy's throwing at it. All right, there we go. Oh. And the hits that they do land just instantly stagger THK onto her head, onto their head. Right, self-stab, yeah, nice heal window. Please heal. No, please don't make me jinx this too. Tammy looking very practiced at this, like knowing how to use Shade Cloak and stuff. A lot of Inef runners really struggle with that, and it's helped them avoid a lot of hits they otherwise would have taken. Please heal. Please heal.
Ooh,
okay.
Shriek landed just in time.
And that'll get them a 104, I think.
Yeah.
So
very
that aggression
solid.
paying off.
GG's.
Yeah, GG. Tammy trying to bait us with the rip followed by rip THK, that is. I'll mark the runners as done, and then we can get a interview going.
Have the run.
Hey,
GG's,
GG.
guys. Well done.
GG's indeed.
Yeah, and Tammy, really unfortunate with the Hornet deaths there. I saw you were ahead of PB by about 20 seconds going into it. I think they might be having
some audio
mic
issues.
While they're sorting that out, though, MC, congrats, played within a minute and a half of PB.
Something like that. Around 2 minutes or so.
Yeah,
Not bad.
really solid.
Yeah.
And one cycle in a race. We take those.
We do take those.
So the little happy hops.
Well played. I'm struggling to hear anybody over my game music at the moment.
Example.
I know
very
the
loud.
feeling.
GG, Tammy. You had us sweating a couple of points there, like the last Ismas skip.
Yeah.
Managed to keep it together really well.
I didn't really have another option. The other option was to like do another skip backwards, which didn't sound very good. Like, didn't sound like a good idea. So I figured I had to go for it.
Yeah, like I
was the
say, it
right
was
call.
a tough corner to be in, but you nailed it. So GG on that. And like I say, in race setting as well. Both of you.
Well played. You were like, what, 2 minutes behind PB or something, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
That's
2
not
minutes
bad.
and 10 seconds, something like that. It's not too far off.
I managed to gold 3 splits.
I was going to ask if you were looking at splits and if you managed to gold any.
Yeah, so I was going for like, I was collecting soul on the way up the abyss climb, like I was hitting some of the creepers for soul so that I could do like shade soul night. But then after my climb, I was like, no, I just want to take this now.
I had really good. I was going to go. It was a really clean climb.
That was a really good climb.
Yeah.
Yeah, really solid run. Hornet was
Yeah.
fully, but other than that, very solid.
I didn't want to like complain too much, but I felt like I got 2 really unfortunate hits at really unfortunate times at Hornet. But yeah,
You really did.
Yeah, one of the
Hornet was not
spike balls got
nice.
spawned like inside of you.
yeah, that was very frustrating.
And the penultimate fight, it felt like there were just no less than 6 fights 6 spike balls out like the
Yeah,
entire
it was-
time.
Yeah.
Really frustrating. but yeah, it was a good race. Well done.
Yeah.
GG's.
GG's to both of you. And someone in chat saying in chat, Tammy, your abyss climb was a 44.47, which is really good for
Very nice.
races like consistency strats.
That's probably the quickest abyss climb I've ever had. I don't do like practice and individual levels and stuff like that. So that is probably the best abyss climb I've ever had. Like, so
Nice.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
yeah, thank you very much. I lost my vision in one eye at the beginning of the race as well.
Oh.
Oh no.
There was just a bit of the screen I couldn't see during like the Hornet fight. If I wasn't focusing directly on Hornet, I couldn't see her at all.
Yeah, we
It's unfortunate.
had some technical difficulties during your Hornet fight. So you went in on, I think, 4 health, and then you came out on 1, and we were like,
Yeah,
didn't
we
see
had
what
no idea
happened, but we survived. We take those, still on a good pace.
I'm not really sure what happened because like I was watching. I had the stream open. I think it's because I have 2 live splits open. I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
So
But
I might try not to do that next time.
between the two of you were also 5 for 5 on fireball skips, which is really impressive too.
I did. You were like, Tammy, not going for that fireball skip. I went for it, but I just missed the jump. So
No,
Yeah,
it's just-
we've all been
No,
there.
you didn't go for it. You didn't go for it. You're
Yeah.
smartly conserving soul.
Seems legit.
there were a few times when I just like messed up really badly, and you were like, "That's an interesting strategy. I've never seen that before." It's a new route, isn't it?
No, just take the credit.
It's all intentional. Always.
Just fake it.
Yep.
Yeah, well done, HollowMC. Good luck in the rest of it as well. Now you've beat me, you have to win, so then I can declare that I only lost to the winner and to somebody else.
Legit. Seems legit.
But yeah, is there any other questions from chat or anything else the racers wanted to say? No, if not,
I ain't got nothing else to say.
yeah, GG to both of you. Congrats to MC, and good luck to both of you in your future races. We've got another race coming up here on this channel in about 32 minutes. So those of you in chat, feel free to stick around, bring a friend, make a warm beverage, and stick around for that. That'll be Edu Boy versus Spicy. So that should be another really good race.
Yeah.
I hear the commentary team on that one's pretty great too. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you next
Jeez.
shortly.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.